The topic of my presentation today is how do we separate the wheat from the chaff? So isn't it what we do every day throughout the journey that we live? Siddharth spoke about it, storms, segmentation, targeting, retargeting, remarketing, etc. So at every level we do that. So what's new that I'm going to talk about, or what's a perspective that I'm going to share, is the last mile. Once you've acquired the leads, what happens then? How do you really look at what's meaningful and what's not meaningful? So just to set the context here, because some of you might be from consumer business and might not have seen the enterprise side of it. Having spent almost a decade, that last 1 decade in SAP and Microsoft, there's an urgency to get the leads in. Get the qualified pipe in at every level, every campaign, every activity, every thought, to the measure part of storm. So what we need to do is, we need to really look at first, who do we sell to? So just setting that context, we sell to businesses? Yes, we sell to the people who represent those businesses. And for us, those people are CIOs who provide the bread and butter to us. We are able to segment them and target them well, but increasingly we're going out to the decision makers who are different, which are the CXOs, CMOs in the room, the CEOs, the CFOs, et cetera, et cetera. And we need to know to really target them well. So what do we do? And I'm going to spend really small amount of time on this, is we look at the purchase history. All of you do for all your customers, but we go really back in time, like 8 years, 10 years of purchase history. And not just the purchase history, but also the consumption history of the technology with the help of the smart telemetry that we have available. We overlay it with the industry trends and plethora of other metric and the data that we have available in our systems, and convert that data into insights, put it across the customer engagement journey, and know precisely what to sell and when to sell. How do we sell? Exactly what everybody does, digital at scale. And hence, I'm not going to spend time on it, because there's a whole lot of marketing technology which is available throughout the journey, right from who do you want to reach out to, how do you reach out to, and measure that at every level. So then what is the problem, or what is the issue that I'm going to address, is that with all of these outreach programs that we run, there are leads that get generated. So what happens then is that you have to give it to the sellers, and that's where all hell breaks loose. Because what you realize is that there are a lot of fake leads which are out there. Why do I call them fake leads? Because when you have the digital world out there, you have a lot of white papers, contents. All of us also download that, and we give wrong names, fictitious name, or just the garbage names keyboard characters that we type in. And what is it that the seller is expecting is the right quality of lead, so that he can just go call up the customer and convert that into a opportunity for him. So what it results in is a loss of productivity for him, because he's not getting that from you. It also results in loss of, or possible loss of, revenue, because there could be that one legit opportunity or legit customer in that whole fake leads which exist, which you don't want to lose in that whole data that you have, and you really want to action that. So how do you really solve for that? And what we found was machine learning is the answer for us. We had a rule-based engine which was doing it, but we probably needed to move from that rule-based engine to the ML-based engine, because that rule-based engine was actually, it needed to be updated constantly with various little different things. So we adopted, or we moved from that to a ML-based engine, because we needed that scalable engine which is really fast. It can take care of everything. So what we did was leveraging, of course, our products. We believe in dog fooding. we actually took all of that data and put it in a system which is data quality and enrichment system, where you really apply a lot of statistical rules. You take the n-grams, so you put the right data, let's say 1.5 million records of the right company names, and let's say 250,000 names which are fake. So you really create then n-grams out of it, and you score them according to the fake and the real data, which is the training data as we call it, you've put into the system. Once you've scored that whole data, you then overlay it with some of those statistical models, and we use the naive Bayes rules, which is beyond me. Maybe Angad can somewhere answer and address all of that. But that was a rule which actually helped us really separate out those fake leads and increase the productivity of those sellers, which really mattered, and really increase the revenue that potential per seller. So what we got was a 9% accuracy improvement from a rule-based to a ML-based. It's a very recent project that we've done. I'm sure as the data gets more trained and as the data gets more enriched, the accuracy improvement will be furthermore. The percentage rate of error is very, very low. It's just plus minus 0.2%, and it's of course scalable and fast. We've been able to achieve like 1,000 plus classifications per minute, which is 200,000 in a couple of hours itself. So what I took away from this whole thing, that throughout the journey in our marketing world, there are a lot of places that you need to really optimize, but you need to figure out, as Siddharth said, I'm referring back to him, is you need to really pause, and you really need to see where you're bleeding. You really need to see which is the weakest link and pick that up, and not, of course, ignore others, but pick it one by one and keep solving for those problems. And when it's AI, you need to be a little patient, because you need to have first the right data, which is the testing data or the training data as we call it, and you need to keep retraining that model to achieve that accuracy that you're looking at. You will get false positives, you will get false negatives, but you need to keep investing in the model and not just give away in like 3 months or 6 months that this model isn't working. So you need to keep investing on that. So with that, what I think that it's our future, technology is available. We being the tech company, I still believe that tech is just the enabler. We just need to ensure what is it that we need to optimize. It can help us in being agile, and it can really help us change our industry, our function, people out there, ecosystem out there, the larger world out there. So it's on us to think, to envision what is it that we want to change. Thank you. Can you please run the video?
Today, right now, you have more power at your fingertips than entire generations that came before you. Think about that. That's what technology really is. It's possibility, it's adaptability, it's capability. But in the end, it's only a tool. What's a hammer without a person who swings it? It's not about what technology can do, it's about what you can do with it. You're the voice, and it's the microphone. When you're the artist, it's the paintbrush. We are living in the future we always dreamed of. We have mixed reality that changes how we see the world, and AI empowering us to change the world we see. You have more power at your fingertips than entire generations that came before you. So here's the question: what will you do with it?